Hey guys, welcome back to AnimeZone. So, let's talk about first episodes. We've all been there. Someone recommends you an anime, you start watching, and you're like, okay, I guess I'll give it 3 episodes. Because that's the rule, right? But then there are those anime. The ones where episode 1 grabs you by the throat and doesn't let go. Today we're counting down the top 10 anime that will hook you instantly. No slow burns, no, it gets good after episode 15. Just pure immediate engagement from frame 1. Number 10, The Promised Neverland, Season 1. Okay, so this one starts off looking like a wholesome slice of life but ends in an orphanage. Cute, right? Wrong. So wrong. The first episode hits you with one of the most shocking twists in anime, and suddenly you're in a psychological thriller that you absolutely cannot stop watching. I'm not gonna spoil it for those of you who haven't seen it, but the moment that revelation happens, you know you're in for something special. The atmosphere shifts completely, and you go from smiling to sitting on the edge of your seat in about 30 seconds flat. Fair warning though, stick to season 1. We don't talk about what came after. Season 1 is a masterpiece, and that's all you need. Once you finish it, just go read the manga, frankly. Number 9, Mob Psycho 100. From the first scene, Mob Psycho 100 lets you know this isn't your average anime. The art style is unique, the animation is absolutely insane, and the opening sequence alone will have you hooked. But what really gets you is the perfect blend of comedy, action, and surprising emotional depth. You think you're getting a show about an overpowered psychic kid, and you are, but you're also getting a uniquely genuine, heartfelt story about growing up and figuring out who you are. The first episode's climax is so well animated and satisfying that you'll immediately start episode 2, and then 3, and then suddenly it's 4 AM and you've watched the entire season. Not that I'm speaking from experience or anything. Number 8, Erased. Erased opens with a murder mystery, time travel, and a protagonist trying to save his childhood friend from being killed. All in episode 1. Talk about efficiency. The first episode does such an incredible job of establishing the stakes, the mystery, and the emotional core of the story. You're immediately invested in Satoru's mission, and every episode ends on a cliffhanger that makes it physically painful to not click next episode. The atmosphere is intense, the mystery is compelling, and you genuinely care about these characters from the jump. This is peak just one more episode territory, which is dangerous if you have work in the morning. You've been warned. Number 7, Death Note. I'm gonna be straight, I'm not the biggest fan of this anime, but I'm gonna come in here with an unbiased opinion. So you knew this was gonna be here. Death Note's first episode is legendary for a reason. Light finds the Death Note, the rules are explained, and we watch in real time as he decides to become, essentially, a serial killer with a god complex, all in 22 minutes. The cat and mouse game between Light and L starts almost immediately, and every episode is this intense psychological chess match. You're hooked from the moment Ryuk appears because you need to know what happens next. Even if you've somehow managed to avoid spoilers for the show, go watch it. The first half, especially, is some of the best thriller anime you'll ever see. It's tense, it's smart, and it will have you binging until your eyes hurt. Number 6, Attack on Titan. So, fun fact, Attack on Titan's first episode is like a movie. It's longer than usual, and it uses that time. We get world building, character establishment, and then that scene happens and everything goes absolutely sideways. The sense of scale, the horror, the immediate stakes all hits you at once. You're thrown into this world where humanity is fighting for survival, and the first episode makes sure you feel every bit of that desperation. Love it or hate it, you cannot deny that Attack on Titan's opening episode is a masterclass in how to hook an audience. It's intense, brutal, and it makes you need to know what happens next. And then to be straight honest, I've had a bit of an arc with this anime. When I first saw it, I didn't like it, but more recently, it's jumped up to probably my top 20 anime. Maybe top 15, I'm not sure. Number 5, One Punch Man. One Punch Man does something genius. It gives you exactly what you came for right from the start. Saitama shows up, one punches a giant monster, and the entire premise is laid out in the most entertaining way possible. But here's the thing, even though you know he can defeat anyone with one punch, it's still absolutely hilarious and engaging. The animation is gorgeous, the comedy hits perfectly, and you're having such a good time that you just keep watching. The first episode perfectly balances action, comedy, and just enough intrigue about how Saitama got so strong that you're immediately invested, plus that fight animation. Chef's kiss. We don't talk about season 3 because that's a pile of shit. Number 4, Steins Gate. Kinda. Okay, hear me out on this one. I know everyone says Steins Gate is slow at first, but the first episode is actually super engaging, if you pay attention. There's the mystery of the satellite, the weird text message, and something clearly very wrong happening. Yes, the show takes a bit to really pop off, but the first episode plants so many seeds and creates such an atmosphere of something not right here, that if you're paying attention, you're hooked. The problem is most people don't realize they're hooked until episode 12 hits them like a truck. But trust me, go back and watch episode 1 after you finish the series. It's brilliant. The pieces are all there from the start, setting up one of the best time travel stories in any medium. Number 3, Demon Slayer. Say what you want about Demon Slayer, but but that first episode is rough in the best way. We go from Tanjiro having a normal day with his family to absolute tragedy in minutes. No slow build, no wasted time, just immediate emotional devastation. And then the production quality kicks in, and you realize you're watching something special. The animation, the music, the way Tanjiro's determination is established, it all works together to create an instantly compelling story. You want to see Tanjiro succeed. You want him to save his sister. You want to see him take down demons. The first episode makes you care immediately, and that is the mark of great storytelling. Number 2, Cowboy Bebop. 3, 2, 1, let's jam. If you're not hooked from that opening alone, I don't know what to tell you. Cowboy Bebop's first episode is style, substance, and the coolest jazz soundtrack you've ever heard all rolled into one. We're thrown into this lived-in universe with no hand-holding. Spike and Jet are bounty hunters, they're broke, they're competent, and the episode just flows with this effortless cool that you just can't look away from. The action is great, the dialogue is snappy, and the whole vibe is just immaculate. Even if the episodic nature isn't usually your thing, Bebop's first episode is so well crafted that you'll want to see more of this world and these characters. It's timeless for a reason. Also, it has one of the best English dubs of all time. So, go watch it. Number 1, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. The first episode of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is a perfect mission statement for the entire series. We get incredible action with the freezing alchemist, we get our introduction to the Elric brothers and immediately see how competent they are. We get hints at the larger conspiracy, and we get that glimpse of the horrifying truth about the Philosopher's Stone. But what really hooks you is the post-credits scene. That flashback showing what happened to Ed and Al is devastating and immediately makes you understand the weight these characters carry. You need to know their full story. You need to see them succeed, and you need to understand this world of alchemy. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood's first episode is paced perfectly, looks gorgeous, and sets up a story that absolutely delivers on its premise. It's a hook that leads into one of the greatest anime of all time, and you feel that potential from minute 1. Also, its writing is just top tier. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new here, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future lists. I've got tons more anime content coming your way. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.